Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Wednesday Valorant here at Mnvl. I am your host, Skeptor, and joining me once again, my two guys for Valorant. We got my man Friendzone and we got Epiphany. Welcome back. I mean, you did so good. We decided to have you back 2 in a row.
Yeah, man, excited to get back on the cast. Always love me some Valorant action. Going to be a good one today. Actually, a good two. Starting it off with Elk River going up against Shakopee. So that is going to be a good one. You got 2 3-2 teams. And then after that, you got 2 4-1 teams in the form of Richfield and Blue Sky. So definitely slated for some good action today. And like you said, glad to be back.
Absolutely. Friendzone, excited for these games or what?
Of course, we got the familiar favorites, Elk River coming in with the Twins, hoping to
Yeah.
see some big action from them tonight.
Yeah, man. I mean, you said it right there, right? A big talking point off the bat is Jake and Nikki, two of the leaders for this Elk River squad. We saw some really explosive early weeks out of them, and overall managing to stay above 500. So a good sign coming out of both of these schools here today, but some recognizable names on both sides, right? When you see this name, Silly Salamander 7, at first to yourself, you're thinking, who is this player, right? Who would have such a ridiculous name like this? But then you see the gameplay and you give it the chef's kiss. Oh my goodness. The gameplay is so nice from Silly Salamander. I think we are in for a treat and a bit of a superstar matchup, if you will, here in game number 1.
Yeah, definitely going to be a good one. I'd say that's your player to watch for sure. We'll see kind of how things go on that end. But you look across the rest of things here. Elk River, a team that I personally haven't seen a whole lot in action. Shakopee the same. So I think that this is definitely kind of a possible wild card matchup. Considering these two teams are both at a very similar record as well, there is definitely opportunity for this one to go the distance. So hoping that we get there.
For sure. And we know what map we're headed to. It is Icebox. So quite the opposite of what we are experiencing weather-wise right
Yeah,
now.
right.
We're going to
Exactly.
back into the frigid cold. We're hitting the Icebox, and I'm excited. Right, this has kind of become map 2 of the MNVL pool. It's like Ascent's number 1. Everybody's waving their
Right.
hands up. Yay, Ascent! Yay, Ascent! And the casters are like, boo, no Ascent. But it is what it is. But Icebox, we're feeling good going to Icebox, right? Both teams know what is up on this map. I think it's a very raised, prominent, heavy map for duelist concerns. And we know that Jake is a very capable raise player. So I would be quite shocked if we don't see a raise from Jake today. But other than that, I think that's going to be my big highlight to look out for on Elk River. They are also starting out on attack, which is something that we saw them just completely take over split game. So good luck to you boys in the cast as we load into Agent Select for game number 1 of tonight's games. I'm excited.
Yeah, let's get after it. Icebox, definitely going to be a good one. And as we load into this, my main thought is now that this map has kind of made its waves in the league, it's starting to be more prominent in our matchups. What is that going to mean for the future as we continue to go towards larger map pools for more teams? So we'll see kind of how people adapt, what teams decide to do in order to try to come out on top in these matches. But with best of ones, it really comes down to the map right here, right now, if you're able to do well on it. And that is exactly what we're going to see right now between these two teams. Why don't you talk to me about the dynamic that you're seeing right now, Jerry?
I am loving the dynamic I'm seeing right now, honestly. One thing that Skeptor brought up last week and we talked about throughout the whole game is that Icebox, with it being kind of the second favorite of MNVL, everyone kind of has a comfortability going into it. There's really only a few agents you want to bring here. There's not many flexible things you can do. While it is a game that offers you that kind of ability to kind of try some new stuff every once in a while. But Icebox is really one of those maps that is only really played one way defensively and one way attack.
Yeah, now getting ready to go into things here. And I mean, you look at what our selections are. This is where we're starting to see some commonalities. You got the Sova, the Killjoy on both sides here. The Sage for the side of Elk River, not for the side of Shakopee, but you also got that Viper commonality going across. the reign of the deviation from one of the picks here as well. And so now we're starting to see also 2 Jets too. So this is where it's going to be interesting. You got that really kind of balanced team composition between both of these teams. And right now, I think that main factor here is that Reyna going to make waves? Is that Reyna going to be what Shakopee needs? And Elk River, of course, on the other hand, also trying to find success in their own deviation. Is that stage going to be enough to try to support the team? So we'll see how that goes as we get ready to get into this first round. It's going to be, of course, Elk River on that attacking side. Shakopee trying to look for a solid defense. We'll see how they fortify.
See, and that's the thing, though. You would think that you would want Reyna to be on the attacking team and Sage to be on the
Right.
defending team this first half.
Right, yeah, I think that is definitely a good point. You know, you look at the way that Reyna can play out typically, that's definitely a bit of a more abnormal pick from the side of Shakopee, but maybe they're playing that distance game, knowing how close this matchup might be. We'll see how things go, though, as we get ready for a push over towards B, Elk River. Making the rounds here, slowly but surely, looking to find that information. Here's Silly Salamander, that player we talked about that you need to watch. Thing also getting that plant down. The action's starting to go down here on the site as well. Now it's going to be that Viper wall out. We'll see if anything's going to be found here through it here soon enough. No information for either team to make anything happen on the wall bang, but already Nikki T as well over towards the left side. Good shots in towards one. That bomb down though still, so Elk River trying to come out on top of the situation, but you gotta win the gunfights. And Shakopee, right now, they're doing that.
See, that's the thing. They're doing really good of trying to take over this B long here. They kind of conquered yellow, and then they just kind of push towards long. A couple more trades are going to happen. Elk River's going to be left with 1 man standing, going up against 3. Shots are going to be traded, but the spike is defused.
1 enemy remaining.
And I mean, you get JQT to do that there at the end, a nice little 2-piece with the pistol, but yeah, in the end, this is Shakopee starting things off strong, and Elk River trying to go back to the drawing board. It was a good push over towards B there, maybe slightly just a matter of winning the gunfights, winning those one-on-ones. If you're just not able to do that, then of course that site control will go right out the window, so we'll see how things go for Elk River on the next round. Maybe trying to opt for an A push here, or a split down mid. We'll see what their plan of attack is going to be, as already off the bat you can see Elk River making that push over towards B. You got another player also watching for that flank here, but right now Shakopee just waiting for Elk River to walk into their crosshair. More specifically, Jamumu was able to kick off the first one.
See, that right there was just kind of waiting it out. You know, they knew that D-Long was coming, and Jamamu just held that angle, just waited, took some shots, and, you know, came out with a kill, so that's good.
A good kill. Elk River at the man disadvantage right now, trying to figure out how to recoup. Shakopee and making the push on in. Silly Salamander, that's the player we're talking about, able to find another kill. Now Elk River already starting to struggle again. Jamumu able to line up for the next one. Here's the pressure coming through the avalanche, about to crumble on top. It is Icebox after all. Now it is only 1 player left up. Jay Kunks, nothing you can do with just the pistol in that situation. Shakopee, another good round.
My goodness, Jamamu coming in, cleaning up with the Bulldog, getting a 3K on the round. That was huge for Shakopee.
Absolutely. My phase coming up here now, and the credits for Shakopee going to increasingly look good. Elk River, on the other hand, looking to find a way to get some on the board here. They need some of those key rounds really soon here. Otherwise, it's going to start to go down the gutter quicker than you can imagine. Shakopee now looking to find another solid one on the board. I think they're expecting an A push here, but Elk River might decide to wrap over towards B. We'll see how they play their information. JQT already looking to find that initial information himself. But right now, that presence for Shakopee over towards that A site.
It's looking like a delayed push here, actually. I think they're trying to watch and see if Shakopee is going to send someone to check B long. But the Elk River team is pretty spread out right now. Maybe they're going to try and push up through mid here and go B. Try and catch them off guard, make them think they're going A.
I mean, you've still got time here. You've got about a minute to work with, so Elk River just kind of feeling this one out, playing it careful. Moving in an absolute squadron right now over towards this middle part of the map, and this is where if you're able to find something, it can be a big kickoff. Those first bloods, so important. There it is. Jake able to kick it off. Now Shakopee gonna have to find a way to bring it back in their favor here. be controlled. Looking to go in favor of Elk River here, though. At least if they get the kills, the answer to that, though, going to be a no. Shakapi shutting them down pretty well right now.
30 seconds
Here
left.
we go. This is that defensive
Spike
rotate
planted.
thing, you know. As soon as they knew that it was a push on B, Raiden Jet immediately left and came over to try and help the team. That's just good communication right there.
Last player standing.
Shakapi. Going to be a 1 versus 2 right now for Shinri.
One enemy remaining.
3-1. Oh, 1 versus 1. Last, a beautiful kill. Elk River, they clutch up, they take it away. And that is exactly what they needed at the right time to keep themselves in this.
Jake had almost no HP going into that fight, but he knew that if he didn't win that, it was going to be creds heavily in the favor of Shakapi for the next one.
Yeah, I mean, Shakapi right now just kind of trying to figure out what their fault there might have been on that round. I feel like they might have had some issues with just catching those gunfights and catching those players off guard like they had before, so now maybe a bit more prepared for a mid push or whatever it may be, but regardless, Shakapi, the plan looking to be refined here soon. Elk River now as well. Looking to find something. Blades out for the side of Jake. Looking to find those initial shots in here.
I'm really liking the slow A push here.
Yeah, I mean, Shakapi also playing it slow, right? You've got their presence known now, though, by the side of Jake. He's able to find 2 of them. It's going to be Shakapi now finding not the kills that they really needed to. Elk River into the site, spike down.
And here we go. Now it's just a defensive game. How quickly can you get onto site and how quickly can you spot the things that are going on right now, right? Silver Dart's going to come out, going to spot no one, get shot instantly. You've got 2 hanging up here under pipes. And you've got Shakapi coming in, 2 on screens. One's already on spike on generator. Are they going to see him? They are. Jake's going to get him. That's 3 for him so far.
One
All
enemy
to
remaining.
the best of his ability. Good shots in. That's the next one. 1 more up, 1 more down. It's the ace for Jake. He has been on fire since the last round, and he is not sleeping anytime soon. Elk River now tying it up.
And here we go. See, we talked about it before the game started. We were expecting Jake to do big things today. We were expecting Raze, but this Jet is obviously working out very well in his favor.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll point out Silly Salamander, that player we were looking at, the one on the Reyna, struggling a little bit here at the beginning of the map. We'll see if that is going to be a turn up. If it is, it'll definitely be a wonderful one to see. But now Shakapi having to figure out how to get things back in the saddle after this one's all evened up. So we'll see how they decide to thwart this offensive effort by Elk River, looking to be over towards that A site, but only time will tell what eventually happens. And you can see Shakapi almost giving this one up for absolutely free, it seems like. Not even anyone there to grab some information. So Elk River, they might just be able to get into this here relatively soon, just get a free plant off and lock it down.
I would think the strategy they're going with here is them trying to play retake due to it being a save round for them. Maybe that's why they're delaying their push so much.
It's possible, but that retake, it's got to be good. It's got to be flawless. You got to be confident in the kills that you can grab. No first bloods out yet, but the action's starting to go down nonetheless. Shinri, good shot in towards 1. Not enough, though, with the Sheriff. We'll see if anything else is going to be found out here, as there it is. Able to find 1 onto Jake, the big player to take down. Elk River, though, coming out on top of the gunfights. It's Jake Hunkston Thing going big. Clemson, though, able to equate here. And that is going to be Nikki T now as well, finding another one. Leaving Jamamu up, though, in a 1 versus 2 for the side of Shakapi. And that is going to be Elk River taking it away.
That right there was the perfect sandwich from Koshi and Jamamu. Honestly, that was just really good. You got that coverage up top coming in, and then you've got Sova hanging back, trying to play post plant, and that was just really good communication and teamwork there for Elk River.
Very, very good. 13-3 out of Jake. Look at that, Jerry. Unbelievable KD right now in this game. Rest of the team just there for support, as Jake has been absolutely running through this Shakapi roster. Let's still a close game nonetheless. Thing able to find that first blood. Early engagements going out. It's the Sage. That was a pick we were talking about. So far, it's looking like the Sage is here to play. 3-2. Elk River with the advantage.
Shakaby tried to bamboozle Elk River there, trying to push onto them, make them the attacking team for this round, and it kind of worked out in their favor, honestly. While they are down a man, Elk River now has to try and figure out which site they really want to go to. They do think still that 2 are coming from B, so it looks like A is going to be the spot to plant this round. But they are going to catch one off guard in Tube.
Spike planted.
Welcome to my
Damage
world.
almost enough to take out this Killjoy sitting in kitchen, and the spike is going to go down.
Yeah, now, I mean, Shakapi just trying to figure out how they want to play this one with the one-man disadvantage. A difficult one for sure, as you're going to have to take away some players that are just waiting on that site. Elk River, though, playing this one very carefully, and DJ Kunks now as well towards the
One
outside.
enemy remaining.
Anything is going to be found. Maybe neutralized. Do anything at all. Mr. Koshi, though, able to get the trade onto Yankster. And well, you're sandwiched right in. Elk River, another good round.
See, and that's what I love, right? We've got Jake just knowing exactly where to be at all times. You know, everywhere this kid goes, there is someone waiting there, someone that is going to be caught off guard by Jake's dashes here. I'm loving the performance I'm seeing from Elk River so far. You know, they started off a little rough, losing those first 2 rounds, but then it's just been on a roll since then.
Yeah, I think talk about on a roll. Again, Jake, 14-3 now. The numbers just keep getting better, but Shakti now trying to find the next one on the board. We'll see how they decide to organize for it. Mr. Koshi now making the approach down mid, sheriff in hand, willing to soar towards the offense. As Elk River, they look to find their opening in towards that A site, but right now it's all about Thing to kick off that first blood once more, as he did previously. We'll see if he's able to do it, but Shakapi right now just playing all angles, making sure nobody slips through the cracks of the defense.
See, this is what I like right here. They most definitely know by now that this game is on A, and yeah, we still got Viper holding mid. We've got Killjoy, who's just now leaving B, just trying to make sure that no lurkers come in behind.
Elk River still with the advantage now, consistently finding their way into these sites, now with the presence and the spike down on the ground. Not a good concoction for success if you're Shakapi, but we'll see how they decide to brew something else up of their own. It's going to be Clemson tied now towards the bottom side, able to find one onto Jay Kunks. A good start, 3 versus 4. Good information though, the side of Elk River as well. Kid Yankster, Nikki T, they're going big. Clemson, not enough. Nikki, a 2-piece in order to close out that round for the side of Elk River, 5-2.
But Stinger recoil there, just a little bit too much for Clemson. But then again, that was another save round for Shakapi. So with them, you know, they did a little bit of damage to Elk River, but the creds are still heavily in their favor. As you look in here, we've got an average of about 4.5 thousand creds for each of the team members of Elk River, and it's looking like a force here for Shakapi. So if they don't win this round, they're going to be hurting economically for the next couple.
Yeah. Economic difficulties will surely arise should nothing is done about this, but now Shakapi looking to find something here, a solid defensive setup theoretically. We'll see how they decide to make this push dwindle away. Elk River just kind of playing towards the back right now, a little bit worried about where these players from Shakapi might be actually, so looks like eventually, though, they're going to make the decisive action to move over towards A. It's going to be a couple players, though, ready to meet the offensive push. We'll see who's going to find that first. Oh, my God. There's Silly Salamander. We were wondering where he was. Okay. A big 3 suddenly in a row. Line him up, knock him down. This guy is bowling.
Here we go. Shakapi is just like that, back on the board. Right when we say they need to win a round, Silly Salamander comes out getting a 4K for his team. My goodness.
I mean, talk about big plays right when you need them. You were starting to get down in the dumps a little bit in the spot that you really just kind of don't want to be, and then pop-off factor absolutely comes through, and you're able to prevail and get some success.
Seeing just that one round there, that could have shifted the tide of this whole first half here, because now both teams are going to have creds, both teams are going to have guns, and this is where the strategies of these two teams are really going to come into play to see who's going to win these next few rounds.
Shakapi. Let's see if they're able to find something here, or maybe Zing is just here to meet them with his bullets. The answer to that going to be no. Taken down instead, an inopportune angle for a kill. Elk River going to start with a disadvantage for the first time in a while, I believe. So we'll see if Shakapi are going to be able to make something happen off of this. Right now, Elk River just a little bit worried to make a move.
I'm liking the slow push onto B, though. You know, you think one's gone, so there's no way they're going to come over here. And then you still got 3 holding A for this side of Shakapi. You've got Viper Sova and Jet both hanging out over there, just trying to make sure there's no fake happening, there's no rotates going on. But now here comes the other half of the Shakapi team in the kitchen.
Spike down B.
Jake's going to catch one off guard, smoke off another. He's going to turn around, the timing!
30 seconds left.
I mean, geez, man, you look at the way that this one's going out here in Elk River. They are just not able to find anything, and we were talking about how important that first blood was. You see it right there. It has been a dynamic game so far, as we expected. 3-2 record for both these teams. They both definitely want this win, and they both definitely need it as well.
I mean, here's the thing, though, right? We had Jake that round, had his back turned to, I think, 3 different people from the Shakapi team. So that was just great timing, honestly, for Shakapi's part. They pushed in exactly when they needed to, and definitely caught Elk River off guard there.
Get out of my way!
Shakapi looking to tie things up here. We'll see how they do it. Elk River looking to continue their previous trend of success. We'll see if they're able to. Silly Salamander, like we were talking about, needs to pop off, and that had happened, and now it shall continue most likely. Once those key players turn up, it can be an absolute game changer, and we know this for sure. Or maybe you just get Jake to slow down, and that's what Shakapi needs as well. Whatever it may be, it's got to happen now, and we're about to see Shinri. First blood out, another good start for Shakapi.
Comms are coming out. They know there's 3 on B, so go push onto A. Nicky's going to open it up with a kill, but gets dropped by Clemson, who's also going to take out Jake. Comes leaving it a 1v4.
1 versus 4. Not an opportune scenario for success here for Kitty Yangster, but we'll see what can be organized. I'm not too optimistic about this one, but we've seen crazier, right?
30 seconds left.
One good read and you're good to go, at least for a start. That's the first kill. Now, gonna have to line up for the next one over towards the zip line. That's gonna be a hard kill. Silly Salamander. Definitely being a bit silly, per the name suggests, going just on this zip line back and forth. A little bit trolly, but in the end, it does the job. It gets it done.
Works in their favor, yep. And just like that, Shakapi is back in it. Looks like Elk River is going to request a timeout here. So, Epiphany, we are 5-5 so far in this game. We got a couple rounds left in this first half. What do you want to see from these teams?
Yeah, you know, I think from these teams, the really big thing to pay attention to, obviously, is it's going to have to be their kind of teamwork in general. I think Elk River, they have been pretty good at making those pushes over towards that A site as a team, making those pushes over towards that B site as a team. And then you look over towards the side of Shakapi, teamwork has also been good. You're able to find those first bloods. And then, I mean, even on an individual level, though, you get players that pop off. You get Silly Salamander with a 3, and that completely sways things. So I think this is really a matchup that's a story of teamwork for these attackers and a story of Shakapi obviously doing what we expect of good teamwork, but even more importantly in some ways, just really making those individual plays that are going to catch Elk River off guard. We'll see how those continue. Timeout the side of Elk River to talk about things, how they want to play it. Maybe we'll see a rebound from them.
See, that's the thing right here, though. Both of these teams do have really good teamwork going into this game. You know, you're seeing these rotates come in at just the right time. You're seeing lurkers. You're catching people off guard in mid a couple times. But at the end of the day, I honestly think this game is just going to come down to who's winning these gunfights here. Because most of these opening first bloods, they really are just a matter of one person simply missing shots, and then the rest of the team is soon to follow.
Yeah, completely. And, you know, you kind of look at the way that this round's already gone. It's going to be Elk River starting off with that man advantage here.
Spike
Plant
planted.
going to go down. A good setup for them, but Shakopee going to do anything they can to retake, and they are making it as difficult to see anything as possible. Clemson Tide looking to find something here. Not able to catch the player going through the smoke.
Nowhere to
Fuse also looking to come through here soon. Elk River going to have to find a check off, but the chaos is going down as Mr. Kashi able to find that first kill onto Jake Crunks. Now one towards the top side. Jake able to take care of it. It's a 2 versus 3. Elk River
Last
now
player
up,
standing.
now starting
One
to
enemy
fall a
remaining.
little bit. It's going to be a 1v1. Nikki, do you even have the time to just run away, or can you take the gunfight right now? Mr. Koshi, definitely no time for a defusal, so either way, Elk River, they're going to take it away, and even if he destroys
Last
himself with the
round
bomb
before
there.
the switch.
We love it. You know, taking
Right
the
here.
enemies out with us at the
Right
door.
here.
We love to see that. Here we go. We got the final round this half. Both teams are going to come in with guns. Looking like a bit of a push, possibly a mid push coming for Elk River, who are 1 round up. This is an extremely close game, and I'm loving everything I'm seeing from both teams.
Yep, loving it. Elk River absolutely putting on phenomenal work right now on their attack rounds, that they really do get those first bloods and get those kills. They really do know how to take a site, and even though it's close, both teams doing so well. And talk about getting quad teamed, I think that was. That is a rough scenario to be in if you're Shakopee, but either way, Elk River, they're able to find their way now on over towards this B site. Plant looking to go down here as Shakopee.
Spike planted.
They're gonna have to find that retake. Shinri, the first one up to the plate, maybe take a player out. Silly
One
Salamander
enemy
though,
remaining.
he's gonna beat him to it. A nice 2-piece. Kashi able to be the next one to find one. Now all up to Thing on the ground. It's gonna be a nice retake there for Shakopee.
My goodness. We had Koshi coming in there, holding sight very well. And then you had Silly Salamander coming in on the flank, getting to...
Switching
That was
sides.
just a really good retake of sight right there from Elk River.
That it was. I gotta say, this is in general one of those games where you kind of expect this. We were talking about the records before in this game. I'll say it again. A very close one. Both teams want this badly, and you've got players that want it badly. 13-7 for Silly Salamander. 12-8 for Mr. Kashi. Jake, 19-10. You can't ignore these numbers. These are star players right here making big moves for their team.
All-star ready, honestly. But this is the thing, though. I feel like if Shakopee takes out Jake, it's a little bit harder for Elk River to kind of get onto site. And now we're playing defense, too. So if you take out Jake, that is honestly the green light to just send it onto that site.
This is true. This is true. We'll see how it goes now as Elk River, a very, very decisive B push. Meanwhile, Kid Gangster just kind of
Poison's off.
lying in wait. Shakopee as well, making the rotation on in. That was an absolutely smart move to sit there and wait. You find that first blood, you do get traded. But that's still big for your team.
One less body to worry about for sure.
Spike
Plant's going to
planted.
go down. And here we go. Time to see what Elk River can do here on defense.
Elk River, big defense for them. First one of the game, of course, on their side, and Thing is able to kick things off strong with a nice pistol kill with the ghost there, and now Shakopee as well trying to find their way on in, but it's becoming a difficult task. Elk River
One enemy
still with the man
remaining.
advantage,
Last
6-6 in the
player
game. It's
standing.
all about who's going to take that lead, and Shakopee, they're looking to do it, but it's a 1 versus 1. Nikki, he's got the shots in. Does he have the time for the defusal, though? We'll see if it goes through. This is going to be so close. There it is. He gets it.
Well done, Elk River there, honestly. You know, they had been struggling those last few rounds on attack, and it looks like defense is going to be a great start for them as they're going to buy some very good weapons here to try and force another round in their favor.
Elk River. We'll see what they're able to conjure up right now. 19 and 11 for Jake. I mean, man, talk about massive damage on the map. That is somebody that's just got to worry about, quite frankly. But now Shakapi looking to figure out how to get a quick attack over towards that A site. Aggression going to be key. Already bringing the presence. But still, Jake continuing to go big for the side of Elk River again. 2 shots off, 2 kills. The Shakapi now trying to recoup their players that they've lost in some ways by finding some on the side of Elk River, but this is a very difficult task when you have so much control of this area coming through from Elk River. Big A-site control, and you've got Shinri over towards this backside trying to make that push down mid, but Shakapi, they're just locked out right now.
Yeah, Jake is doing an expert job of holding A with that Marshall. And it's just a matter of seeing what Shakapi can do here. It looks like they're going to push up onto tube, try and sneak onto B, but they're going to be caught here by Killjoy and Sova.
Last player standing.
Beautiful. Elk River, massive 2 to end the round there. Continuing the momentum. We'll see how it goes. I mean, this is where we really got to see kind of what happens when it comes to this next round, and Shakapi finding something. Otherwise, you really are going to start to see that margin increase for Elk River, of course. Not a position that you want to be in. So Shakapi right now looking to find anything possible. Jet going to have that bomb in hand, and this is where, I mean, I said it. This is where you got to go big. Shakapi, you got to keep it close.
See, but it's looking like they're going to be able to do that this round here. The only lone defenseman here for Elk River is going to be Jake Hunks holding B as the entirety of Shakapi comes at them. And now Elk River is just now starting to move over from A.
Elk River trying to find anything that they can here. Good defense. Try to thwart that attack from Shakapi. But right now, Silly Salamander is a player you got to worry about towards the top side. You reveal yourself. There is one very, very, very good snapping hand on this player that you do not want to mess with. So Elk River trying to find a defensive presence, yet at the same time not reveal themselves too much out in the open. Shakapi, though, right now, just really creating a standoff. Both teams just waiting to make a move.
This is just impressive, honestly. You would think that Elk River would want to pull back because maybe they're going A, but they only send Sage over.
30 seconds.
And now Sage just comes right on back. Gangster's going to take one, but then it's going to be dropped instantly. Spike is going to go down. And here we go. This is where we see Shakapi finally get the bomb down, and let's see if they can make it stake.
Shakapi, 3v4, you're at the disadvantage. You got to find something here on the attack. Elk River, though, so far so
One
good on the
enemy
defense
remaining.
themselves. But oh my goodness!
Oh!
Suddenly, Clemson and Shinri go big, but it's a 1 versus 1. And wow, talk about turning the tides. That is going to be an amazing, amazing series of events right there for the side of Shakapi. Wow.
Honestly, just the scoreboard just lit up red in a matter of
yeah.
milliseconds there. And see, here we go. Looking at the scoreboard right now, you're looking at the KD. You've got, yeah, Elk River has Jake going 22 and 12, the closest being Nikki going 11 and 10. But then Shakapi has their talent pretty well spread out, honestly. There's not too big of a gap from one player to another.
Yeah, I mean, 17 and 12 out of Crimson Tide, and I mean, talk about changing the tide of a game. That is the guy to do it. As they're going to try to equate this scoreline here within this round. Shakapi, a quick and aggressive push over towards A. This is what we like to see. Shinri, the first kill out. Nikki T going to drop. Elk River as well, struggling right now. Keep their players alive, especially with you. I mean, you're not going to expect a player right there, honestly. So Elk River just not finding any kind of defensive presence in that round. Kid Youngster does anything possible, but you can't take them all. Shakapi making it 8-8.
Salamander just came out of rafters on A and caught Sage completely by surprise. Because why would you think there would be anyone down there?
Who knows? I mean,
Like-
this is just one of those scenarios where Shakopee, they've just got to find kind of a consistent method, and they're good to go. I think that's kind of how they were on the defense, and it looks like they're kind of finding that beat here on the offense as well now.
They're going to catch Elk River off guard, who are going to 5-stack, and they're going to full-on push into Shakopee, thinking they're all going to be there, but B is going to be wide open for this team.
Good shots in, Silly Salamander. Finding 2, make it 3. It's the 3-piece with the Phantom. Now already Elk River struggling Shakopee. They've come alive. They have awoken.
Give me those back.
And this is looking rough right now. Jake, you're going to do
Last
anything
player
possible
standing.
with the ult to try to find something, but in the end, you got to have that precise shot and under stress. Not easy.
Elk River tried to save there, did not work in their favor. I liked them doing that whole 5-stack push up, but just Shakopee was not there at all.
Turret out.
Yeah, Shakopee. We'll see if they're able to get something going here once more. A nice kind of solid weighting here of a presence across these sites. I guess you've only got one player towards that kind of mid area and towards B, but that information will be very important, and if B's able to collect it, then A can rotate. But it seems like right now A is going to be the place that Elk River is headed towards anyway, as well as Shakopee, so we'll see who kicks off those first kills. Shinri, good shots in on the initial push, though.
We got Gangster coming out with the Viper ult here, trying to slow down the attack, but it's looking like it's not going to do much. Shakopee's not scared at all.
Welcome to my world.
Shakopee. 5-5 right now. Not a first blood yet for either of these teams, but Shakopee making that push on in and getting that spike down. That's good progress towards a plentiful and fruitful round. But Elk River now trying to find their way towards a first blood. We'll see if it can happen. Nikki T. Good shots in towards one. Mr. Kashi, though. Talk about a compensation.
remaining.
Talk about a compensation
player
again. What is
standing.
going on in the kill feed? Suddenly a 1 versus 1 after Jake goes big. All up to Clemson tied. 9-8. Bomb down. All you gotta do is get those checks in. Make sure a defusal is not coming through. Nikki T, he's the last one up, the last one down. Shakopee, go big. What a kill feed that was there on that attack. My goodness.
Just wow, that was a big battle right there. Holy buckets. You had Nikki coming in, getting a few there. You had Clemson, I think, who came in and got a couple as well. But just well done for both teams, honestly. That was really good job of wiping out the opposition, leaving it to a nice little 1v1 here. And it's looking like another timeout is going to be taken for the side of Elk River.
Yeah, I think they've gotten flustered a little bit considering how they had I'd say a decent opening to their defensive part of this game, and then you see Shakopee starting to do things differently, starting to get those rounds on the board, and I can see how you'd get a little bit trembly in your boots there if you're the side of Elk River. So a timeout definitely useful for reorganizing your strategy, but also telling of how good these teams are. They know when they need to take a step back. They know when they need to discuss things. That's important teamwork to see.
See, and then if you look on your screen right here, you've got the entirety of Shakopee with guns, and it's looking like another save round for Elk River.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe even if they put this one in the bin, in the long run, it could benefit them. We'll see how they decide to play this one out. The strategy, though, obviously so important if they want to try to take it away. Right now, though, Silly Salamander had a slow start, but we were talking about how he can go absolutely nuts. And now is at 20-12, so case in point, good one. Skep definitely called how that one would go, but now Elk River trying to find their way forward towards a defense. Shakopee the same towards an offense. Silly Salamander looking to kick off that first kill. The rest of Shakopee here for the support. Maybe a rat back to come through, though. That presence from Elk River looking real strong towards A.
And here's the thing though, Elk River is saving this round and Shakopee does have guns, but it's still looking like it's gonna shake them to go B. Now here's the thing, if Elk River does not win this round, not only are they gonna be looking a little worse for wear on creds, they're also gonna be only 2 lost rounds away from Shakopee taking this game here. So these next upcoming rounds are gonna be super crucial for Elk River to win.
They're so important. Elk River. 4 versus 4. Jay Kung's the next one out towards Mr. Koshi. Shakopee gonna have to back up from this one. Elk River, good defensive presence over towards B. You're forcing these switchbacks a lot right now for the side of Shakopee. Obviously not a good position that
30 seconds left.
you want to be in, so Shakopee right now looking to make their push over towards A, but Elk River, they push them back. They see the rotation coming through, but they don't actually rotate themselves, so at this point now you got that open site, and Shakopee is just going to go ahead and plant 3 versus 4 man advantage to the side of Shakopee.
One enemy remaining.
Elk River did get a couple kills. Oh, but Jamumu is going to come out and get 2 that are still on B. My goodness. Just expert watching of mid there, honestly. Really, that was a really good hold right there.
Super solid hold, and you know, you look at the way that Shakopee played that in general. I think that's kind of what they do really well, is they organize that team play when they need to. They realize they need to wrap back, and they completely take care of business. Now Elk River having to find another one on the board. Jake going nuts, 26 and 16, but his team falling behind a little bit. Right now, what I want to see from Elk River is really working on that same kind of level, really getting that that same kind of gameplay as Jake is having. Maybe it doesn't have to be as insane as his KD, but I want to see Elk River really continue to work together here to try to get something going.
And that's the thing though, is if you look at the creds for Elk River, it's not good at all. They need to win this round. This is a round that they have to win, because if they don't, it's going to be a save next round, and Shakopee is going to have full guns, and they are going to take advantage of that.
Shakopee, advantage right now. A decent margin as well. 2 players down for the side of Elk River. Jake
Spike planted.
with that operator in hand. Now Elk River finding one of their own to make this scenario a little bit easier to play out. Look at the thing in Jay Kung's able to get that res off there. That's going to be massive to keep those numbers up. Silly Salamander, though, able to bring them down once again. That's a big kill. Thing able to compensate, but Shinri, another response on back. 3-2. Shakopee still with the advantage, still with the bomb down. Elk River, you got to move.
Here we go. Looking like they're going to back off. They're going to save. Be in a little bit of a better position than if they were to go in and die right now. So here we go. This is where it's going to become really crucial for Elk River. 2 of their teammates are going to have guns, and the other 3 are just going to be left to try and get whatever. But Shinri is going to go down to the spike detonation here.
Match point.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Shakopee, this is looking like kind of a different beat than what we saw towards the latter half of that kind of opening side there, where they were on the defense. So this is looking good from them. I want to see this continue, but it's going to be difficult against another super strong team like Elk River. A big match to win. Elk River trying to do anything they can to bring it back into their favor, but difficult task, especially when Thing trying to do anything possible, but suffering from too much pressure from the side of Shakopee. Good heals out from Thing as well. It's going to be Shakopee right now trying to find their way forward. That first blood so crucial. Clemson Tide able to find it.
And here we go. Shakopee's on a 6-round win streak. If they make it 7, that is the game in their favor. He's going to take Silly Salamander in Kitchen, making it 4-on-3 in the favor of Shakopee.
One enemy remaining.
Here we go, Elk River.
Elk River, 1 versus 3. All up to Kid Yangster. You don't get this one, it really runs away from you.
Get out of my way.
Spike planted.
Quite literally, this could be it. And that is going to be it right
Attackers
there.
win.
Attackers are going to take it away. Shakopee, they find the rebound. A dynamic, an interesting, a fascinating game from both of these teams. But I think in the end, you look at Elk River, you look at the way they played things out. They tried their best, but Shakopee, they really did get that beat going on that offense, and eventually they take it away. So hard to win in a 1 versus 3 if you're Kid Yankster there, and that's going to be another win on the board for the side of Shakopee. A nice W.
Yeah, that game kind of felt lost before that last round. No hard feelings to Elk River, but once Shakopee kind of got on that roll, they really weren't really standing any much of a match in that second half, because I think it was 6-7 unanswered rounds, right? Like Shakopee firing on all cylinders, making the right calls, it seemed, reading the defense, and I think really having a better understanding of pacing themselves once it hit that second half, because dead even, like deadlocked. We go 6-6, both teams looking great. Jake having some unbelievable play. I mean, you guys saw it, and it took Salamander a little bit longer, right, to kind of kick into it. But once he got into high gear, I mean, there was no check in the rear view mirror. Shakopee took over.
Yeah, no, there was nothing you could do about it, quite honestly. Guy was absolutely popping off, and Jake doing everything possible for Elk River, but the whole team has to be kind of on that same position there as well. So
Very true.
that's kind of where there's just some incongruency with maybe what's going on there. But regardless, Jerry, kind of give me your lowdown on that game. What are you thinking as we get ready to go into this next one?
I mean, I'm going into this next game here thinking Icebox is a bit of an attacker-sided map for the Mnvl here. We had
very much so.
We had Elk River going. I think they went 6 rounds in a row that first half when they were attacking, and then Shakopee comes in 7 rounds in a row to win the game. So defense has to be, looks like pretty strong for you to win Icebox.
Yeah, it's a tough map to defend, man. There's just so many little areas where one little guy sneaks in and it makes the whole defense weaker. And I think we saw that early on, right? We saw Jake working the map at a pace of play that really set up Elk River for success, because it was pure domination. I believe it was a 5-2 score line, right? In the early game and early stages, Jake was at like 15-16 kills. Like, guys, we were seeing some absurd play, but Shakopee slowed it down. They found their pace of play, and they were able to pull it back. So props to both teams. A tough loss for the Elk River squad as they drop down to 500. Shakopee moving to 4-2. Folks, we are going to head to a very short break, but when we come back, 2 4-1 squads in Richfield and Blue Sky are going to be kicking it off. It's going to be a treat of a map number 2. So don't go anywhere. Get your snacks now. We'll catch you guys after the break.
Let's go!
He just draws it out a lot more.
Yeah. Rupture Panda throwing that now. Rupture Panda kicking off the
Hodgepodge.
It's Hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge
coming in with the
hard.
firebomb. That's gonna do it. Can't allow a freebie like that to close out a game that's been as tight as this one. The shot! Not gonna land it. The rebound denied! Are you serious? Don't tell me the third! Take what? What?
Wait, he might.
Wait a second.
Oh my goodness. He has it.
What?
What? From what?
He's running out of mana. But he's still bumping him.
know we get it poppin' like.
Demolishing Immortals. No one should be allowed to do it. Alexis taking head.
Lined up here for Alexis. It's 3 kills. Sarah moving in. What a flick! Oh my god, Mel's doing it! 3 kills.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me, Mel? Noya just does it all. Alaric goes, and Noya just does it again.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this lovely Wednesday evening here at the MNBL Week 6 Valorant stream. We are kicking things off quickly, getting back into the races with game number 2 of our evening. We got Richfield taking on Blue Sky Online. It should be a treat of a matchup, gents. We got both squads coming in at 4-1. Friends, we'll start with you. How are you feeling going into this matchup here for game 2?
I'm feeling really good about this, honestly. We haven't seen much of anything from Richfield so far on stream, I think. But with them being 4-1, that's a really good matchup for Blue Sky, who we've seen a couple times. They always come out. They always perform. They don't give up until the game's over. So I'm really excited to see this match.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Epiphany, let's bring things over your way. We have seen Blue Sky absolutely come out and tear up the servers in the past. I don't know if it was last week or the week prior, but I believe it was a 13-4 victory the last time we saw Blue Sky Online play here. So really looking to put up a repeat performance. This is a squad. We talked about it for a little bit the last time, but it's something I'm going to continue to mention because this is a squad that took the current defending state champs to a 2-round differential, a loss in the first round of last state finals, 13-11. I mean, I'm going to keep stressing the importance of it because not many teams, not even Apple Valley, able to bring the 13-11 scoreline to Minnetonka. So it is a big statement that Blue Sky had them drawn up as their first round opponent. I think that could be a world of a difference if they could match up against another school. Who knows? But state is on the horizon and the excitement is brewing and overflowing, lads. I know that on our end, we have been firing on all cylinders, getting ready for this 2-weekend state event. That's right, guys.
That's a W.
The biggest and baddest one yet. Like, you can't make it up. You thought one weekend was crazy? Well, guess what? Master Shake said, we're picking things up a notch, okay? We need some progress. I'm talking 2 weekends. That's right. So, I mean, tickets coming out whenever they do. Keep your eyes peeled. I mean, we're ecstatic, though, on our end. I know you guys are excited for it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited for state. Always a good time. 2 weekends going to allow us to spend those full days in the tournaments. So let's just kind of take our time, make sure things are really all good to go. I'm really excited for this. We kind of keep changing it up and improving it each time. So it's going to be good. But yeah, I think when it comes to this matchup and Blue Sky Online specifically, a team that has potential to be a contender, I would say. I think that they have contender potential. I think they can make waves in the league here going into playoffs. I'd say that this is a big team that everybody should be keeping their eyes on, and we're going to see if they continue that trend today. I'd say if they win this game today, that is enough for them to say they are a contender team themselves, and for us to think that as well.
Yeah, I mean, meeting up in a mirror matchup, if you will, in terms of record, both schools coming in with a 4-1,
right.
A pretty strong record, especially in the Valorant League. I'd consider this top 2, top 3 in terms of strength of schools, right? Just in pure rankings, the amount of players we have competing at Valorant is quite a stark number, right? There's a lot of players that we have grinding this game, trying to put their school on the map as the best team in the state. And Minnetonka really opening up a pathway for a lot of schools to realize that, the unslayable demon kings of Apple Valley, it is possible. They are mortal. They do bleed. But for the rest of the schools, right, that's all the more motivation they needed, right, to kind of give it a high gear push this season. So we'll see. Either one of these teams can seriously come out as a contender. It's not that we're shying away from Richfield's potential. It's more so the fact that we haven't seen Richfield on stream in quite some time. So they are really the question mark coming into this matchup. We know Blue Sky Online plays at a very fast, high-tempo pace. They want to overwhelm you very quickly on some of these pushes. So I think that the map select could kind of lay into the strategies for these two teams here today, and I'm looking forward to seeing what map we will be heading into for game number 2, gentlemen. Well, other than that, man, yeah, it's going to be fun.
I mean, without a doubt, I think that this is one of those interesting scenarios where Ascent might but just kind of be like what we go to because it's like the usual. I don't know. Like, I want to see something different. I remember last time I casted Pearl was at state actually for last season, and that was fire. I loved that. That's a great map to watch. I think we should be playing Pearl and more, guys. I don't know. I think we should be playing things other than Icebox and Ascent. Personally, I like those big map pools. But
I like this take. I like this take right now. This is kind of nice coming out from Epiphany. Maybe we take some words of wisdom here. Valorant squad, come on, guys. We're better than this. We're better than a 2-map pool. Map is Ascent. So they absolutely slap us directly in the face. They say no to our wishes, and they say you're going to enjoy this Ascent gameplay whether you like it or not. So here we go. For the 150th time throughout our Valorant tenure, we are heading to Ascent, guys. You know the drill. Nothing.
It's got to be close to that amount. It's got to be close to that amount. And I mean, not just like streamed matches, like every match, like the amount of Ascents that have been played in Mnvl Valorant is probably around there. Low-key, like it might be around 150.
I don't know what the common consensus is on everybody plays Ascent. Like, I'm actually so confused. Like, so be it. Ascent is the map.
It comes down to the little details if everybody's good at it.
You're right. Everybody knows the angles, so the crosshair placement is going to be 100% for both these teams. I mean, it's going to be played down to a T, right? It's just a science at this point. Nothing has changed on Ascent. Angles are as vanilla as they come. I really think that's what it is. There's not that crazy vertical angles. Jets can't be 20 feet up into the sky on Icebox. It's just there's a lot of question marks that get thrown around on some of the other maps. So Ascent keeping things simple, keeping things comfortable, just how we know our Valorant teams like to operate. I think comfortability is the one thing that I continue to bring myself back to as like all right, this is why we're going to Ascent, because these teams feel comfortable. So Agent Select underway, folks. We are going to be kicking it off with myself and Epiphany on this cast. So an interesting curveball getting tossed your way. The one considering a throwback, honestly, at this point.
Throwback. A little bit of a throwback.
This duo hasn't been a thing since last season. So let me bust out the cobwebs here, folks, and let's get things underway between Blue Sky and Richfield. It is Blue Sky on the defender side. And I mean, dude, Killjoy, a no-brainer lock-in for both these teams insta.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, I mean, just Ascent loading in here soon. I would maybe say double it and give it to the next person, but you know, I think everybody loves it, so we're just going to go ahead and give it a go. And Blue Sky, they're already making a decisive team decision, as well as Richfield. Now, don't even have to stall on the picks for too long, so we're just going to be jumping right on in. We got Arena on both sides. The Killjoy also going to be, you know, a consistency as well. We've also got that Omen, so I think definitely some similar compositions here, but also some deviations from that. You got the Sky coming out from the side of Blue Sky as well, maybe fitting to the name, but I think in general that this is definitely going to be an interesting one given the different agents that we've got here.
Absolutely. We got the Fade coming out for the side of Richfield on attack, mirrored and matched up against the Sky for Blue Sky. So no pun intended on that one. Just happened to work out for the best of intentions. Dude, I mean, I think Sky's she's just slept on initiator. You know, not a lot of teams play her down here in Mnvl, but like at the professional level, Sky's one of the 1 or 2 initiator picks you see, dude. She's so good. The amount of utility she brings in her kit is, I mean, it's just crazy, you know. Flashes, the Tasmanian Tiger, and then along with a team heal, it's a lot. So we'll see how they operate at Blue Sky. Quite comfortable though on Ascent.
Blue Sky comfortability is so important. We'll see if that's going to continue to be a good thing for them. Already out the gates, we are going fast. That's an initial first 2 kills coming through. Now going to be a 4 versus 4. Make that a 4v3 though. Cat Attack able to find that next one onto Toast. Lemon going to drop the same. Richfield, the numbers starting to dwindle away. Scott goes big. Ethereal able to put the cherry on top. That is going to be the final kill coming through against Richfield and Blue Sky. That is a dominant beginning.
Yeah, Blue Sky kicking things off with a very well-played pistol round. Cat Attack took it in market, waiting till a few attackers have pushed out before revealing her position. Smart play on her part. Throws out the Sky Flash before doing so. Make sure the cover is clear, and they clean up nicely on the pistol round.
Yeah, a nice cleanup. And, you know, I think in general that Blue Sky, you look at the speed difference here. Both of these teams playing very fast on this Ascent. They have these attack strategies, these defensive strategies pretty well thought out, it seems like. So Dupe going to be the first one to try to get some initial shots off. Richfield just trying to figure things out, feel it out, figure out what their exact plan of attack is going to be here. This one's a bit slower, but once the gates open, people are swinging, so Richfield just waiting for the time to make the move.
Slow burn to this push coming out from Richfield, but now making a little bit of presence known, some sound cues given off, so defenders should be very aware as to what is around this corner here, Epiphany.
The push coming through here soon at any point, I feel like. Richfield just waiting, knowing that Blue Sky is lurking on that other side. A decent setup coming through right now to try and minimize and mitigate the efforts of the push, but it's got to happen here soon, and here it goes. It's going to be Ketsui able to find one, possibly no.
30 seconds.
He was able to find it instead. Lemon as well, the same. It's going to be a 4 versus 4. Now Richfield finding their way into the site. Jazz, good shots in with the Sheriff. Nothing just yet. The door closing. And Blue Sky, they are going to have to back away from this one, but Jazz will be opening things back up again. A shot like that, make it 2 more in a row already. 1 player left up, 1 more player down to hit the ground. Toast gonna drop, and Blue Sky, definitely a little bit of a funky situation there. They try to get those initial kills. They realize, hey, we have met our match in this one. So they back off. They retake almost immediately, though, and prevent any kind of further efforts from Richfield.
Yeah, it's some real sheriff shooting coming out of Jazz there. Taking care of business, though, all seriousness. Good shots coming out of that sheriff. That first headshot was quite crispy onto the Killjoy. And then, again, I like Blue Sky, their cohesion on their retake. They really waited until everybody was in position before going early, showing great patience and some wherewithal before going in for that retake, making it 2-0 here. Epiphany, we'll see if the attackers can bounce back here on their gun round.
The bounce back looking to be imminent here. Richfield trying to find something, but Jazz is able to kick it off at the first blood. Not a good start. Richfield got to find a way to adapt and overcome against the odds here.
Yeah, that smoke was just a little bit too deep coming out from Richfield. It left a little bit of a gap in it, and Jazz had a perfect line of sight onto the head of the unexpected Jet. So it's a free 1-0 start for Blue Sky rather, and a big bonus to start out the bonus round here, Epiphany.
Yeah, already push coming through though. Richfield trying to way forward, but continuously getting cut down. Watch out in the corner. Jazz is on his way. That's two more. Watch out in the other corner. That's the third. It's the ace for Jazz.
Dude, we need to put a parental warning before that round gets played in replay again.
Too gruesome.
My goodness. Absolutely too gruesome. The flick headshot, an absolute swatting get off my screen coming out from Jazz in Blue Sky, putting down the hammer on the bonus round.
I mean, you just frankly can't let that happen if you're Richfield. Not a good look here off the bat. We'll see how they decide to rebound, but you can't get ace like that, especially with a three-piece there at the end. You got to find those trades.
Yeah, man, and it's on the bonus round, so it's such a hit to the there's no more wind in the sails. Like, if you want me to be honest, that is such a gut punch, you know? It literally takes the wind out of you. So we'll see how Richfield try to recover here, but they got to give themselves some time to recuperate here, and let's see how they readjust their attack, because they got to switch something up. Blue Sky is reading them so far.
Shadows traveling.
Reading them like a book, like a good novel. See, Richfield's going to continue to push things on forward and maybe find some dominance here for once, but Doom trying to shut them down does exactly that off the initial kill. Might get traded out. No, Omen going to prove useful for getting out of that situation, but Richfield, they're finding their way onto the site now. No bomb plant just yet, and well, Cat Attack here to be on the pinch, here to take you down. Katsui the next. Yeah, that's going to be the second as well for Katsui. Ethereal Katsui able to find both of them, take them apart. Richfield, again, struggling to find anything.
You got to take that round with a bit of a grain of salt there, Epiphany. Economy was not looking right for Richfield before it started. They were on a bit of a weaker buy, some sheriffs, a couple of stingers, but now looking ahead, they have a full buy going into this round number 5, and they got to strike true here. They got to produce a round. We need somebody to break out of this shell here for Richfield, because so far, Blue Sky has been online.
Blue Sky online, just like the school. Definitely a interesting little connection there, Skip. I like that one. That was good. That was good, bro. But Richfield, not trying to find their way forward here. We'll see if they're able to find anything.
With the doctor order.
Yeah, exactly. Preventing that from happening at all.
And the thing is, Epiphany, is I'm not seeing peaks together from Richfield. There's so much individual peaking and play going on, and quite frankly, Blue Sky is a team that thrives off team play. So it's just not a recipe to take on a team that plays so well off of each other, like Blue Sky.
Cat Attack, good shots into one towards the middle here. That teamwork needs to really come through right now for the side of Richfield. Tangerine able to find one onto Ethereal. Katsui, a good player to shut down, but two to compensate, not going to be good. Make that a whole 3. Doom able to find that last one to round it out. Blue Sky, solid work right there. That's going to be another round on the board for them. 5-0, Richfield on the struggle bus.
Yeah, and now we're reaching nightmare situation here, Epiphany, because the economy doesn't magically just get better for Richfield. They are now in a position where every other round they are going to be on somewhat of a save unless they try to fully invest in this. But you can see the finances. It is looking quite poor on that end. A pistol or two, a couple of submachine guns, and only one Vandal getting brought out in this one. So it just keeps to kind of get easier. Like, the armor is weakened on this attacking side. They got to get around.
I mean, talk about not having fun. It's definitely ironic for a school with the name Richfield. Yeah, we're both cooking today.
Boy.
Anyways, Blue Sky trying to find something here. Cat attack. Good work to try to find one, but not quite enough. It's going to be one from Richfield there. 5-4 right now. The man advantage over to that side, but Hachito is able to find one with the ult. Eventually traded on out. It's going to be 3 versus 3. Richfield, you don't want to fumble this one this time. Jazz making sure that you do, though. Tangerine gets one in response, but Ethereal Ketsui able to find with that one with the operator. Able to get the shotgun to help out as well in there. In the end, after all, it's going to be Blue Sky finding another round on the board.
Dude, this, you know, how quickly the response time that I'm seeing from the defenders is, as a coach,
It's absurd.
Coach's angle, you love it, right? Because it's an immediate response. How can we help out our teammates as quickly as possible? Blue Sky, the rotations are looking clean, and right now the shots are hitting as well for Jazz. Richfield back on a bye, and another big chance here, Epiphany, for them to get themselves onto the board.
Richfield, next push in, next player down. Jazz able to open things up once again for the side of Blue Sky. These first bloods are so brutal for them. You just can't let that happen. Lemon able to find the answer back, though. It's a 4 versus 4. Don't fumble this time. Try to find a way to recoup, regain, and find your way back into a positive situation if you're Richfield.
Not bad. They go for the paranoia out from Omen, trying to commit some smokes, and now attackers trying to make some headway here, Epiphany. Committing the Killjoy ultimate as well, so having their sights set on this A or B bomb site.
Blue Sky, 4 versus 4. Talk about a swift defense, a swift response. We'll see if they're able to respond to the push from Richfield. They're able to get this spike down. That's going to be massive for them, of course, but Doomp right now towards the top side, trying to do anything possible to get his team in order.
Dick wallbang coming out.
But I mean, right now, yeah, you look at G-Funk able to find that kill. That's Richfield with a man advantage. I feel like it's the first time I've been saying that. Cat attack, though, able to equate the numbers. Doomp able to help on out. You don't want to fumble this time. You don't want to let it go, Richfield. They have just been pulled apart.
Dude, some of the spray control that I'm seeing from Doom right now, that flick through smoke to take out his Omen counterpart, quite nasty stuff. It's almost surgical, the precision that we're seeing on these retakes of Epiphany.
Absolutely surgical. And you look at the way that Blue Sky has played these ones out, I think it's also just gunny. Their gunny is on such a high level, they're able to win those one-on-ones, and that in the end, it's going to be enough to just keep that man advantage, and really, then the collapse comes through because of that. So Richfield need to find a way to get those gunfights in order, I feel like, at its simplest, right? But Blue Sky right now, looking very, very good.
Look at that scoreboard. I mean, that's just gross.
Yeah.
4-1, 6-3, 7-1 a pair, and then an 11-4 right now. I mean, frankly, those are uncompetable numbers. If the whole team is hitting like that, but Hachito's not giving up yet. And I like that. Aggression needed, picking up the tempo, and now Hachito's trying to make some headway in through the tree position.
Richfield 4 versus 4. Jazz able to find one to make it that way. Doom the next one to make it an advantage towards Blue Sky. Ethereal also going big. Tangerine able to find one, but then you just get collapsed on. Look at the response. Look at the pinch. Blue Sky is playing picture perfect Valorant right now.
Yeah, I'm starting to scratch my head, and a attacker timeout called in from Hachito's, but now I think this is another save round, if I'm not mistaken, financially, so you're not going to have the most to play off of bringing into this round. At best, you're planning for the following round. It just feels like things are kind of spiraling out of control here for Richfield. It's a very heavily defender-sided map, so benefit of the doubt, if they could string together 4 rounds, you'd be silly not to call it a winnable game. But Richfield need to come online right now, and they need to use this attack timeout.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Blue Sky just trying to figure out how they're going to continue this trend. Of course, Richfield are doing anything they can to sway things in their favor here, but of course, a timeout, incredibly important for them to discuss things. You got to change something up eventually, and whatever change it needs to be, it needs to happen right now.
It's time for the classic fake A, go B. I need to see a couple people moving towards A, give a little bit of utility, right? Make the defenders a little bit shaky in their boots. They start to rotate around. That creates a hole in the minimap where an attacker could potentially lurk. I mean, we're seeing a lot of 5-man group ups. And in these scenarios, if your original gunfight does not go good, it frankly does not pan out too well because you don't have any control elsewhere on the map. But having their sights set on a fast A hit, and that Omen ulti is going to clear out B completely. They know exactly what's coming at them.
You know what's coming. It's going to be Lemon to find that first kill. Richfield, a good start here, but look at the response from Blue Sky. My goodness, cat attack with the 3. Now Richfield dropping like flies. Only one player left up to go. It's the Omen, and there is about nothing you can do. You have a 1% chance of winning this one. You are completely boxed in. There is no getting out of this. They knifed him. I mean, come on.
Savage, absolute savagery coming out from the defenders.
Oh, yeah.
G-Funk is not having the most funky time with that. And overall, man, pure domination coming out from the defenders. Not much else that needs to be said about it, right? The trades are better. The timing and how quickly the response is better. And frankly, the shots right now, just hitting better.
Richfield.
Face your fear!
We'll see if they're able to find even just one on the board here. I would love to see it. I'd be very proud, but Blue Sky, I mean, this is just so interesting too, Scott, because you got two teams that are 4-1. And it's this dominant. I mean, I was talking about, oh yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. I don't even need to finish my sentence. It shows itself right there. When I talk about Blue Sky being a contender team, I mean it. These guys are the real deal. They are defeating other 4-1 teams in unbelievable manner. These guys are high caliber, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, you know, you gotta realize too, like I'm serious about this 5-man attack thing. Like doing this so many rounds in a row, Blue Sky know exactly what is coming at them every single round here because we have not seen any diversion of a tactic from these attackers yet. So the second they're getting contact, they're rotating over. I mean, look at the minimap. They're already rotating over, you know? They're going to be ready for the push. We'll see. Good blind. Big start, though, coming out from Richfield. Net positive here. Maybe having a chance at this one, Epiphany.
Richfield, come on. This is all on you right now to find something. Just waiting in the corridor to push here. Playing as careful as possible, but the aggression, it also needs to be there. Otherwise, Blue Sky just gonna set up with all of the information in the world that they could ever want. We'll see if anything's gonna happen here. Richfield just trying to wait for that push opportunity, but the time, it's gonna start to dwindle away, Skep.
I like the patience, though, because it now look, right, Blue Sky have sent a defender back, but now Richfield going for a full rotate, running back to top mid. They fake it, though. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Now they're playing with the defenders. We haven't seen them make these kind of plays, right?
30
This is
seconds
serious
left.
strategy coming out now from Richfield. They have a man advantage. This is definitely a round they should be able to capitalize on here, Epiphany. Look at how spread the defenders are. Nowhere near each other.
Blue Sky, if you win this, I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's just absurd scenes right here. Richfield, they get that spike down. Blue Sky gonna have to find the retake here. We know what they do best. They pop off when they need to. We'll see if Draz is going to be the one to do it. That's a 2-piece. Where's the third? Not going to come through. It's a 1 versus 2. Can Scott 4K go big? The answer to that going to be looming very soon. They've done it, Richfield. They got around. My goodness. They got it.
Last
There you
round
go.
in the
And,
half.
I mean, all it was a little bit of adaptation, right?
There it is.
Richfield start out hot. They get a couple kills, and then they pump the brakes. They make the defenders question what the next move from the attackers is going to be, because as you know, Epiphany, you can never let them know your next move. And in Richfield, put themselves on the board. It's a winnable game, baby. It's 10-1. If they can string together this second one and go on a miracle run on defense, it is possible. You know, possible. And switching it up again, I like this. Look at the split, right? Like, this is the kind of switch up that you need earlier in the game. That's the only thing I'm going to ask for Richfield the next time they play, right? Because if you shake it up earlier, you leave the defenders guessing. We'll see how they play it.
We'll see how they do. Richfield, a little bit scattered right now, trying to figure out what their push is going to be, but the current Roman Blue Sky just looking super solid on that B site, also with the players to grab information over towards mid and A. See how they played out as shots exchanged through the mid by Ethereal Ketsui. Blue Sky right now just trying to play this one safe, don't get blooded. Scott 4K ready to take down any Richfield player that decides thrown in front of his crosshair, but Hachi able to find the first one, Lemon the next, Hachi able to line up the second of his own, the third for Richfield. Now the plant going down, this is good gunfight wins.
Beautiful rounds coming out from Richfield, man. This is the kind of play that you knew that they were capable of. You just didn't see it for such a long time. That Blue Sky pressure and how fast they were playing was really getting the better of them. But now Richfield getting things into a much better position.
Still in sight.
Blue Sky be able to get the retake. Doom able to find the first one. Cat Attack now stuck in the 1 versus 3 technical 1v4 is what it would be, but the time also dwindling away. You got Richfield players on all sides. Maybe the turn up is coming through. It's another one for them.
There you go.
Switching sides.
Starts with 1, right? Starts with 1. 10-2. This is a very defense-sided map, so it's gonna need to be a pistol round delivered from our defenders here in Richfield, but if they are able to start to string some rounds, there is a serious chance that Richfield could make this a much closer game than what we currently are sitting at.
Richfield, I mean, we'll see if they're able to do anything here on that defensive side, right? Like, this is maybe the switch up that they needed, but it's still Ascent. It's still pretty even, I'd say, in my opinion. But, you know, Blue Sky trying to do anything that they can right now to just close this one out. Much potential to do so. Just need 3 more.
3 is all you need, and absolute opener on that note. 2 defenders hit the deck. That is not feeling good. Ooh. Good shot through smoke, though, for Hachito's.
Blue Sky trying to do this here, trying to get the next one on the board, looking to find their presence in towards that A site. Richfield starting to move away from it, though. Tangerine trying to find something. Good shot in towards the top, but not good enough. Ethereal able to find it instead with the Sheriff. Now Richfield,
1 enemy remaining.
Numbers going away, all on up to the Jet now. It's Cho is able to find one with the Sheriff, but gets shot down in response. Blue Sky, they take it. 2 more to go.
Big round coming out for Blue Sky. Setting themselves up for success here, Epiphany. Delivering on a pistol round. Big openers. And that was instantaneous, right? Almost no time wasted off the bat of that round before Blue Sky able to punch their early success, man. Right now, Richfield not able to match it.
Blue Sky. Let's see if they can get a good solid push going in forward here, but Hachito's trying to get some cheeky wall bangs off. No dice on it there. Richfield looking to find the kills. Blue Sky, though, they are moving in, and they are moving in fast over towards this B site. The kills look to come through. Scott 4K with the first one to open up, but now Richfield trying to play this one as careful as possible. G-Fun able to find one onto Ethereal. It's going to be a 4v3. Blue Sky with the advantage right now as they get that plant down.
swing from Toe. Shots go awry.
Player standing.
Number advantage in Blue Sky's favor, and now match point epiphany. Things looking all but wrapped up in favor of Blue Sky.
Yeah, things looking to be about done here. You can put a lid on it here pretty soon, but Richfield, we'll see what they can do, I guess. We've seen some crazy things before, but at this point, I feel like Blue Sky, they're just completely riding some wonderful momentum right now, and they're ready to be done with this one and go to a solid 5-1 standing. And, I mean, like I said, solidify themselves as a contender.
Absolutely, Epiphany. This is a serious showing coming out from Blue Sky right now. The fact that their opponent is of the caliber that Richfield is currently sitting at is what makes it all the more crazy.
Absolutely. Blue Sky, the numbers dwindling away though. Richfield, let's see if they can find something here. Good kills. But Doomp is able to find one of his own. Blue Sky, 2 versus 4. Odin out now for the side of Jazz.
Player standing.
Good shots in towards
Spike
one, not enough
down
though.
A.
Hachito is able to find it.
The spike.
A 1 versus 4. This is looking like a rough one, Skep.
Yeah. Not the best, right? Numbers not favoring them, but
Yeah.
you got a lot of bullets in this Odin, so we'll see if Scott can make it happen.
We shall see. Scott, what can you do? Oh. Able to find one. As much as you can do.
You got one. Not too bad.
Not too bad, especially for a team that is up 12-3 right now, so not too shabby. But Blue Sky now just looking to find that next one on the board. 21-8 for Jazz right now. I mean, what a performance.
Yeah, man. 21-8. You know, you have Hachito's doing pretty well for himself at 18, 12-3, but really struggling because this Blue Sky team as a whole doing their part to really shut him down, right? Early shot going away at Jazz, and now Richfield at a man disadvantage. This B site getting opened up early. Things could be troubling for these defenders.
Now without a doubt, Blue Sky
Blocking sight.
looking to put some trouble in the hands of Richfield.
Spike planted.
Plant coming through as well. We'll see if this is going to be enough to close it out right here. Richfield, they got to get the retake. They got to do it in time as well. Hachitos, that's a big set of kills right there. Big 2. Now you got to line it up for the next, though. That time is going to continue to go away. Those big shots were so close. Got not enough, though. Got to go down towards the corner. Duke going to drop eventually. Richfield still staying alive.
I mean, Hachito's kind of coming alive here a little bit, Epiphany.
Oh, yeah. The guy is definitely starting to kind of do what needs to be done for any chance here for the side of Richfield to stay alive in this one. We'll see how much more they can do, but at least this isn't like a 12-1 anymore, right? So we're starting to see some momentum.
Momentum's one thing, right? You know, but right now,
Turret out.
one round is all it takes. So it really is going to have to be an absolute focus coming out from these defenders. And Hachito's just really going to need some help. He's positioned himself aggressively on Catwalk. Two unsuspecting attackers. And Hachito's making them look silly.
Yeah, I mean, now Blue Sky really kind of figuring out how they want to play this one. Richfield really turning the tides. I'm not quite sure I expected this, nor probably did you, but Blue Sky doing anything they can to get back into this one. 3v5, not an impossible scenario to win, but not easy either. Lemon now on the Overwatch as well with a teammate. We'll see if anything's going to come of this setup.
Richfield up 2. Definitely in a good position to make it happen. Toast finds one in mid. And now trouble. Attackers starting to lose a little bit of their groove.
Oops.
Nice shot though, coming up from Jet.
.30 seconds left.
Blue Sky. Find something here. Here's the action going down. G-Funk able to get the next one off. Ethereal going to drop. 1 versus 3. It's going to be Scott 4K trying to find the answer.
10 seconds
First one
left.
in. We'll see if anything can be found. Not much time left. You got to plant that spike. No dice. Toast knows that you're going to make that move when that clock runs down. So, Blue Sky just really having trouble finding this one round. Richfield coming alive right now, Skep.
Yeah, I think we're going to be looking at a bit of a save here, right? The last couple buys have been a little bit forced from Blue Sky, but if they save up, they can all be on the same money next round and all be able to afford rifles and kind of go back at it as a team. So we see a little bit of a lighter buy. Some people still going for a full force here. So I think Blue Sky is still feeling like they can get it taken care of right here, right now.
Yeah, it's all about that first blood, though. We'll see who's able to kick it off. Blue Sky trying to find it. Toast as well on the mid watch here. Has had a struggle of a game, but now starting to try to find that momentum. Hachi Toast.
Shot from Hachi.
Of course it was him to get that first kill out. Marshall proving useful in his hands. We'll see if that's going to coalesce into anything more here. Jazz, the next one onto Toast. It's a 4 versus 4.
Spike down mid.
Big kill from Lemon coming out. Now 2 defenders back here holding. Jazz gets greedy, peeks back into that op, and will get punished for it. And now Blue Sky, yeah, starting to second guess themselves on their next moves here, Epiphany.
One enemy remaining.
Richfield, good shot. Hachito is gonna drop 1. Now again, all up to Scout 4K, 1 versus 4. I don't think this one's gonna happen. Might just jump off the map. Nope. Okay. All right. Maybe gonna take an attempt at it. Maybe just chill in the spawn too. I don't know.
30
Whatever it might
left.
be, though, Richfield, they're gonna get another round on the board here. 12-6.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Blue Sky now playing that game where, you know, they were just saying it's only 1 round, it's only 1 round, and now they forced 3 rounds in a row.
Overconfident, yeah.
Yeah, and now they forced 3 rounds in a row, and now they absolutely are going to have to save one because money is starting to be in shambles.
10 seconds
And
left.
now their attacks have been looking a little bit less organized, right? Defenders really starting to punish them. Hachito's having this operator in hand as well is another big question mark, you know? So we'll see. 1 round's all it takes, but definite right path coming out from Richfield so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you're really kind of starting to question if this could be done, actually. Like, could Richfield make this comeback? It would have to be 6 more in a row, Skep. Like, that is unheard of.
Yeah, it's
I don't
a lot,
know.
man. It's definite a lot, right? It didn't help that they lost the pistol round plus the following. So, you know, it kind of put it in a all-out situation, and now they have to deliver. Attackers going fast A and wasting no time.
The hunt begins.
Blue Sky. 1 more round is still all you need, but Richfield, they're trying to keep solid defense. Here's the attack, though, comes from Blue Sky. We'll see if they're able to find anything. Duke, first blood, that is so big, but Hachito's, you got to take care of that player, is able to find that trade. But the spike, it is down Richfield. They're trying to get that retake. Blue Sky fortifying now. If they're able to hold this position, it could be GG's right here.
Numbers are even here, Epiphany. Things starting to heat up. Jazz going to find the first. Hachito's trying to creep one out, but the operator, not the most ideal weapon for a retake. All down to a 4v2. Make it a 4v1. Jazz looking to close the show.
Jazz, the last one to lay down some shots here. Maybe towards the top side is where it's going to be taken care of. Scott 4K trying to find the final kill, and that is going to be it. A W, a hard-fought one towards the latter half, but Blue Sky, they, in the end, will take it away.
It took them a few more rounds than they would have liked there at the end, but in the end, they do clean up nicely. A 13-6 victory. It is Blue Sky online, coming to life here in that one and improving now to 5-1. Friend Zone, you were sitting out and you witnessed a lot of Blue Sky highlight material. I mean, what are your thoughts on how that map went down?
I mean, the name of the game for them, honestly, was Blitzkrieg. That was the one word that I felt was just Blue Sky, just going in, getting onto site, less than 20 seconds. Half of Richfield's team was wiped out. But I also feel like Blue Sky was doing really good on the teamwork side of it too. You know, we had Jazz coming in, and one of the things we talked about with the break in between games was that you can't take Reyna one-on-one. You can't take ones with her. You have to push as a team. And Jazz just took full advantage of everyone peeking him one at a time. And then you also had everyone else. You know, you had Doom with the great Vandal control all throughout the game. You had Scott 4K with the great util usage. You had Cat Attack coming in, having some moments. You also had Ketsui coming in, doing some great stuff with Jet throughout the entire game. And I just want to say, what a showing. You know, Richfield did put up a bit of a fight towards the end there. They did kind of look like they were mounting a bit of a comeback. But at the end of the day, Blue Sky just had too much of a round lead for them to do anything.
Yeah, that really seemed to be the difference maker. Blue Sky putting up a mad impressive double-digit first half in a 10-2 fashion, and then coming out and taking care of business instantaneously, putting themselves to match point in the first 2 rounds. It seemed like they had it all but finished up, right? Lost a few rounds, but in the end, they take care of it and make it happen. Folks, that is our last game of the evening. We are going to head to a quick break, try to get an interview sorted out for you. But, I mean, whether or not we get that figured out, one thing is for certain, you guys got to get outside and enjoy this sunshine, man.
Oh, yeah. It's going to go away.
So we're going to get this interview sorted, but when we come back, you know, maybe listen to the interview on the deck. You know, maybe you're getting some fresh air. Anyways, we'll catch you guys back in a couple minutes.
Let's go.
He just draws it out a lot more.
Yeah. Rupture Panda throwing that now. Rupture Panda taking off
it's
the
Hodgepodge.
It's Hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge
coming in with
hard.
the firebomb. That's gonna do it. Can't allow a freebie like that to close out a game that's been as tight as this one. The shot! Not gonna land it. The rebound denied! Are you serious? Don't tell me third! Take it! What?
Wait, he might.
Wait a second.
Oh my goodness. He has it.
What?
What? From what?
He's running out of mana. But he's still bumping him.
You know we get it poppin' like
Demolishing Immortals. No one should be allowed to do it. Alexis taking heads.
Lined up here for Alexis. It's 3 kills. Sarah moving in. What a flick! Oh my god, Mel doing it! 3 kills.
My goodness, are you kidding me, Mel? Noya just does it all. Alaric goes, and Noya just does it again.
Here at Concordia St. Paul, you will have the opportunity to earn a degree, make lifelong friendships, and play a game you love on an esports scholarship. For more information, visit csp.edu/esports.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our closing segments of the program. We are now joined by Jazz coming at us from the Blue Sky Squad. Welcome, Jazz. We are happy to have you in the interview desk.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. You guys just performed another excellent showing on Ascent, and we got a couple questions lined up for you. So without further ado, I think we're going to kick it over to Epiphany to start out the questions.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. You guys were steamrolling through that first half, but then when we got to that latter half, Richfield, they start to get some rounds on you, and you kind of got to figure it out. And you eventually do. You get that 13th round on the board. Talk to me about kind of what you guys were thinking then and how you eventually closed it out.
Well, I think our team is a bit struggling against the ops, so I thought we just had to bum rush in because the op probably couldn't stop us. We could just overwhelm them, and it worked out in the end.
Solid. What do you got, Skep?
I got a question, but I'm gonna save my question for a second. I'm gonna dish it to my guy Friendzone in the middle. Here's the rock.
All right. Well, to kind of go off of that whole bum rushing the ops thing, your guys' positioning was on point the entire game. I was wondering what you guys do to prepare for stuff like that, because this is like textbook stuff we were watching all game long.
I mean, we don't really practice. We play a couple games every couple days, but I think we just do what our intuition tells us. Of course, we'll make some strategies as our agents are locked in. We can be better at those strategies, but yeah, I just make calls on the way and it works out. But I'm definitely trying to improve on strategies ahead of time.
For sure. Definitely can bring that attacking side up to a new dynamic. But other than that, I thought you guys were looking pretty good. I mean, for the most part, very well played. And like Friendzone said, your positioning as a team, you guys seem to be on point with that. But now this leads to my next question. We saw you guys take a really tough loss in the first round at the last state finals, Jazz. And I know that you guys are wanting to prove yourselves. And I have a question, who are you guys viewing as your biggest competition leading up to state?
Probably Apple Valley. We've played them quite a bit, and every single time we've come really close. One time we were up 9 and they were 0, but they came through, and we're just trying to get a win against them. That's our probably biggest competitor.
Not a tough, not a bad call out by any means, man. That is a team that is on everybody's radar in the Valorant League. We appreciate you stopping by and talking with us, Jazz. I want to give you this closing segment here to kind of give any shout outs to teammates, friends, or family, or coaches. Whoever you got, this time is yours.
Man, my team is the best. I mean, and also the other Blue Sky team. They are also so awesome. I love you guys. And also my parents. And yeah.
Awesome. Well, shout out to you as well, Jazz, because you had a stellar showing tonight on the maps. You deserve it. Give yourself a pat on the back, maybe an ice cream cone on such a fine Wednesday evening. You guys earned it, though. Big win tonight.
For sure. We'll see you in Paris.
Absolutely, dude. We'll see you in Paris. I guess maybe hanging with my homie Chamber if we're meeting out in Paris. But other than that, man, that's going to close out the Wednesday Valorant stream, dude. It is always a treat getting to cast with Friendzone and Epiphany as well, dude. Best backup caster we can have for Valorant. I mean, come on, bro. I mean, who else is filling these shoes? Nobody.
Too kind. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, from us to you viewers, thank you again to Jazz for stepping into the interview. Had a great map, great showing on that Reyna. I mean, dude, I'm not trying to 1v1 that Reyna. I know that much. But for now, folks, we are going to call it here. We will see you guys again tomorrow with some Smash and Minecraft action. And who knows? I might even make an appearance on the stream tomorrow, all right? No promises, but we'll catch you guys tomorrow at 5 again. As always, take care. We'll see you guys tomorrow.